Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Charles Weber.
Quickly, by round of applause, who has never been to a book club show before? Give a round of applause. Really? Oh, wonderful. Oh, fantastic. Can I get a second round of applause for folks that have been to a book club show before? There's no applause from these audience. All right, there's some like gray experience that we're all in. Jack, can you do full lights up? Thank you. Cool. So, welcome to Book Club. What we do here at Book Club is a very special show. It's something unique to all of San Diego. Book Club's actually been in existence for, I'm going to say 5 years. It's about 5 years. And what we do is every month we choose a different literary genre. And in the past we've done science fiction, we've done Western, we've done horror. You name it, we have tried to do it. But the one thing that we've never dared to attempt has been Shakespeare. And this is the very first year at the inaugural show for Shakespeare. This show we tell a story, a complete story, the beginning, middle, and end. Everything is improvised right in front of your very eyes. We are going to do our best to follow the tropes and the characteristics and the speech of Shakespeare, because that is what we are doing. So to get us all in the spirit of Shakespeare, I just want from everybody, just take a second and think of a Shakespearean play that you've been in or that you've watched that you really liked. And if you can only think of one, whatever, and on the count of three, we're all just going to shout it out. 1, 2, 3.
Tempest. The Shrew.
Wow, I heard so many good ones. Tempest, Taming the Shrew. Wonderful. Shout out to me, like, take a second, think of a famous line of dialogue that comes from Shakespeare. Take a second, on the count of three, shout it out to me. 1, 2, 3. What was this?
Oh, dainty duck.
Oh, dainty duck, and get thee to a nunnery. And what was over here?
To be or not to be.
To be or not to be. Oh, these classics. I only hope that we can have a line as beautiful as one of those. So that's what we're all in store for. So I'd like to bring our players out. They're all warmed up. They're ready to go. I would like us to give them a very hearty Elizabethan welcome. The way we're going to do that is we're going to go. We're going to make a little cheer. Okay. We're going to gradually increase in volume every time we complete the cheer. Okay. So it's hip hip huzzah. Okay, and that's going to be our starting point, and from there we're going to keep repeating it until we're as loud as we can be. And once we hit the loudest hip hip huzzah that we can, then that's the cue for all of our players to come out on stage, and we will begin our show. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Hip hip huzzah! Hip hip huzzah! Hip hip huzzah! Hip hip huzzah! One more! Hip hip huzzah! Wonderful. That's so proper. Really quick, raise your hand if this is your first book club show. I'm going to ask you a question. What's your first initial?
A.
What's your first initial? W. A and W. Okay, A and W. So what we like to do is, really and truly, everything is improvised. We don't know anything about the story that we're about to tell. It is, we don't know the title yet, so we're going to use those letters A and W, come up with a title. It's also up to our players to take that title and figure out just a short synopsis that sounds enticing, something to grab your attention to make you possibly want to watch it. And then we'll hear all three of them. And then the one that you all like best, that's the one that we're going to see. And we'll be off and running, okay? So A and W are our suggestions. And normally, for other genres, we actually have a character that's an author. We have a person sitting here and they are narrating. We don't have that this time. So if you've been to other book club shows, this is the only time we've ever done a show without an actual narrator sitting over here in a spotlight. So it's all going to be us performing. The letters are A and W. Who's giving me titles? Oh, okay. Andrew,
Yes.
You're up first. Give me your title.
All the wiser. In a young...
Yeah,
That's all I have. The tagline, all the wiser. In a small village, one girl realizes that becoming a woman makes her all the wiser.
All the wiser. Okay.
Another wish. In a town of Barry, there's a young couple who cannot quite get together. Perhaps another wish.
And so it went. Two brothers try to plan their fate after the death of their father, but it turns out they have less control over their fate than they'd like. And so it went.
Wow. Okay, so we have three, I think, great stories to choose from. I will gesture to them. They will repeat their title after you hear their title. If that's the one you want to watch, applaud loudly and proudly for that one. And the story that gets the most applause, that's the one we'll see, okay? So, Andrew.
All the wiser.
Another wish.
Yeah.
And so it went.
So we'll vote one more time. So, and so it went. For all the wiser. Literally the same amount of applause. All right, give me your tagline one more time.
A young girl grows up to become a woman and realizes she's all the wiser.
And?
Two brothers try to plan their fate after their father's death, but they have less control over their fate than they would have liked.
Great, we're gonna combine them. How else to, I don't know. So we're gonna combine those. I know why we didn't talk about that, but
It's like the opposite of a Solomon baby.
yeah.
Putting two babies into one.
We're shoving two babies together. Okay, so we have all the wiser and
So it went.
and so it went. So it is now all the wiser and so it went. Thank you, players, for giving me those titles.
Those one more time so I can
Yeah.
wrap my brain around that.
A young woman becomes a young girl becomes a woman and realizes she's all the wiser.
And at the same time, two brothers discover that they must plan their fate after their father's death, and they don't have as much control as they think. Okay.
All the wiser and so it went. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy Book Club.
My, but the sun doth express itself in such a moody day as this. In it comes and out it goes through the clouds. It is like my humors, up and down, since the death of my father. What shall I do?
Oh, brother,
Oh, brother.
I have returned from our father's death shroud, for he lie dormant in death as he was before, when he first died.
It is good to see thee, brother. But thy face, I can see how thy cheeks have been carved away through the tears that came pouring from thine eyes. Mine should reflect in the same way, for I too have a broken heart.
Oh, Fredo, our father, he would not want us to drown our sorrows in more sorrow. He would want us to live our lives and move forward from his death, which was mere hours ago.
I am the eldest of the brothers. I should be the heir. I should take control of all, but I want thee, my dear brother Pedro, to have some of this wealth to share with me.
How gallant and fair you are, brother. Oh, Fredo and Pedro, what a sorrowful lot are we.
Should our father have lived longer, he may have been able to see us wed. But here we are, two bachelors, with all of this estate, but no one to help guide us into manhood.
Alas, our mother died giving birth to us, and our father dies now. We are but orphans, it seems, perchance.
We have only each other. Perhaps we can guide each other to manhood.
Art thou suggesting that I shall be thine father, and thou mine?
Aye. 'Twould be good, no?
Yes. We will do fatherly things for each other.
I can teach thee to chop down a tree.
Aye, I've been dying to learn. And throwing a ball thou must be good at, and I have but a great arm. I show you I can.
I would love to do this. Let us go down to the fields and frolic.
That's what we shall do, my good friend, brother, father.
Delilah, thou art come of age as a young woman.
I suppose that is what all have been telling me.
Thou art now of the age when I, your mother, was married for the first time, and yet you show no interest whatsoever in the company of men. In fact, you're kind of rude.
Mother, I find men quite detestful. In fact, they're just plainly a bore. I have bigger dreams of books and seeing the world.
Yes. Men are always a bore. They are a chore. They breathe heavily and smell horrible. But yes, this is our lot in life. We are the women. We must be the fairer sex and tame the beasts that reside within all men.
I do not accept.
Delilah, thou wouldst deny thy mother? Thou wouldst deny thy mother on her birthday?
Oh, Mother, do forgive me. I did yet forget that it was your birthday.
Ah,
Why don't I go out to the fields and pick you some flowers?
you know just the thing that I would like. Not gold or a locket or any sort of visit from a suitor now that I am widowed. Flowers, yes.
I will bring you back the most beautiful flowers in all the land.
Delilah, what I would really like, more than flowers, more than all of those things that I just said that I actually would like if you could provide them, is for you to find a man, settle down with one, make me the mother to a mother. Let thine flower bloom. Let thine eggs unfurl beneath thee. Let the pitter-patter of little tiny legs fall out of thine uterus. How can I be more clear?
You have been very plainly clear, Mother. It's only that I was born with 5 indignant bones in my body, and all of them are telling me no.
Name thy 5 bones at once.
My femur, my scapula, my skull bone, and my pinky.
Thou hast been reading our Gutenberg anatomy kit.
I do love to study, Mother. Please just let me go to school.
'Tis most improper in this day and age. But an agreement shall be made if thou wouldst make an acquaintance with a boy at said school.
I shall find you a learned boy to give you uterus things.
And thus make my heart forever sings.
I am Primero, the old man of the village. I go from door to door asking for food and asking for shelter. Those who do not give it may find displeasure in their house the next day. We do not talk about this. I am but a vision of superstition. But an old man I am, primero the old man, walking from door to door, looking for someone to open their hearts and their food to.
Ah, hello there.
Hello, I am Primero, an old man of the village. Nice to make your acquaintance and your face.
I am Sir Gregorio, Knight of the Realm. I come into town at this late hour, seeking shelter after a long ride through 4 hamlets to arrive here.
I know of a barn we can stay in.
Tell me, Primero, what be is thy business at this late hour? You are not a knight, not a king's guard?
Just an old wise man.
Old wise man. Dost thou live in this town?
I do live in the town. I do hark my head on a pillow when it's available. I do sleep by the stream when one is not. I do pick apples for my livelihood when no one will help. But those who help find a bit of a pleasure the next day, and those who don't wither away.
Ah, some type of trickster thy might be, I see.
Oh no, Gregorio, no trickster. A wise old man.
Show me thy special skills, as thy seem to intrigue Gregorio in a way that has not occurred since I traveled to fight in the Crusades.
Gregorio, upon your chest there was a chain, and on that chain was a bit of metal. In that metal there was a picture of someone you named Petal, and Petal is no longer with you, is she not?
Thy thief,
No, just showing my skill.
thou vile wretch of a man, thou wouldst steal from the Queen's knight? Shh! Tell me, what business is it? Why shouldn't I run thee through with mine sword?
Because no crime was committed here today. A man lost his way, that is all.
Arrow. A curious fellow indeed. I suspect I shall be seeing more of that man. He strikes me as very uncanny.
Okay, father, brother.
Yes, brother, father, very well.
The bowl, throw it hither, sir.
I throwest the ball with my hands, but my heart feels the brunt of the weight. My mind, it wanders to dark thoughts.
What thoughts, brother?
Thoughts of our father who cannot be forgot.
But thou and I, we make one man with our memories and with our hands. Why, by throwing this ball and making new memories, why, we shall fill the void where our father was.
You're right. You're right. You see the world with eyes the color of a rose.
Oh, brother. A rose I would love to have. I'm ready to take a wife, I think.
Picking flowers for my dearest mother, all the while dreaming of a place far away with my dearest husband, the most learned man in town.
Fraser, to the bushes we run.
Pedro, dost thou see that divine creature?
I see a creature that cannot be mere mortal, for she must be from above.
If only I were to find a man that put study before all else. Ah, then what a man and wife we would be.
Her skin so soft, her eyes so fair.
Her hair like silk. I wish to rub against my face. But brother,
Yes.
dost thou have feelings for yon girl?
My brother, I have not known what feelings were before I laid sight on that creature over there. I must make her my wife immediately.
But brother, I saw her first.
But brother, I saw her better.
But brother, I am the eldest, so I should get her.
But brother, you doth waste my time, and she doth run away. Oh, I could have made her my wife were you not in my way.
Brother, father, no more. Get thee thy own woman, Pedro. I will not help thee in this, and I shall make her mine. I vow to thee, she shall be my wife.
A vow is said is much different than a vow done. Let's see whose heart that either of us will have won.
Mother, I have picked you the most elegant flowers in all the land.
Most excellent surprise. Oh my. 'Tis wonderful to see all of these daffodils, tulips, and roses. Quickly, put these in a vase with water.
How doth your birthday go so far?
Excellent. I have news for thee. I have found a special school that will allow you to attend.
And what shall I be learning?
Well, you will learn all of the things that we have to offer. Alchemy, bloodletting, and of course, necromancy. So, all the three most useful skills in all the land. There is but one catch. This is a school, as are all schools, solely for boys. Thou wouldst need to disguise thyself, but of course this would not interfere because you would go to school as a boy, return into thy beautiful womanly self,
But mother, what are you saying?
and in the evenings, as your womanly self, go court men or just one particular man, and then 1 + 1 equals mama's a grandma.
So you're saying that I could become a boy and learn all I want?
Yes, it seems that is the loophole.
Then I'll
in
do
our-
it.
Become a boy. She would like to become a boy.
Here's just the paper. We will need a new name for you, Delilah.
Well, clearly my name would be Dalio.
But of course, here, take this quill and sign it with your new name, Dalio.
Dalio signs the new name. Her life will change, so many the name. She will always be but a boy in sight, but by a woman she will turn at night.
Being a scholar is not so bad. Why, filling the mind with knowledge could make one mad, but why, I have the mind that is open and willing to learn, and still at 89 the desire to earn more accolades and to teach new students the way.
Ah, Professor Amerio. Professor Amerio.
Yes.
'Tis I, Lady Shasta. I bring my son, Dalio. As per the agreement, here is the scroll that I kept within my breast.
Ah, yes. Ah, perfumed. I see. Your breast. I shall keep it near my heart, beautiful lady.
They'll just tell me that there were other students in thine class?
There are. They make their own times. But come here, dear boy. Now dost thou have...
Mother? Mother?
Oh, why, art thou afraid, young man?
Of course I'm not afraid. I'm a boy.
This boy seems quite unready to take on these skills. What knowest thou of alchemy?
I know that when you put one and one together, it makes a third one.
Oh dear.
But I'm a very good student and I'm very eager to learn. In fact, just this morning I learned to be a totally different person. Never you mind. I learn quickly.
Professor, forgive my tardiness, but my father doth die moments ago. Oh, what is this? Perchance a new student to join this class.
Good eve.
Dalio, this is my prize student. I am so proud of.
Fredo at your service.
Dalio, at yours. Good sir.
Good sir to you as well.
I'm sorry to hear about your passing father. What a shame, but I'm sure as two men to each other, it is no sweat off our backs.
Aye, if only I had been more studious. For I did let his blood, but let his blood enough I did not. His humors were all sorts of whack. His bile was too much, his blood was too little. It was my fault he died.
Speak more of the bile.
Yes. As we know, being men, yellow bile is what keeps us alive, while the black bile is bad. Fills thou with sorrow.
But sir, how comes you to know so much about the body?
I am most studious, especially coming to the body.
And having a good instructor.
Ow! I forget my place.
Someday I hope to be as knowledgeable as yonder student.
By you, such a lad, such fair face, no beard, it may take many years for you to be as studious as I.
Take this one under thy wing. He should be a good tutor for thee. Thou knowest so little, it is a waste of my time. Come back and see me when thou knowest 1 + 1.
Yes, sir, will do. Absolutely, Professor. Sir. Do you think he likes me?
By the scowl on his face, I think he finds you quite nice.
Well, I suppose that is the best I can do for my first day. Now, shall we be studying then?
Yes, studying we must. My eyes, my brain, it wanders to the forest when I saw that maiden most fair, most beautiful, most likely to fall in love with my brother.
Yes, maidens are quite the thing.
Ah, maidens, let us speak of maidens. What maidens do you like?
When they flower like flowers.
Yes.
Well, I have heard that when a maiden becomes of a certain age, she flowers and then she must be plucked, and it's honestly quite frustrating that she doesn't have any choice in whether she is plucked and by whom she is plucked. But, oh, the plucking.
Plucking indeed.
Perhaps we should commence with the studying. I do have to be home before the sun goes down.
Yes. Studying we shall do. By the end of this class, why, you may think 2 plus 2 equals 4.
So, tell me, Pedro, thou art looking to be a squire to a knight of the Queen's realm.
I am, for I figure it should give me more standing in the town that I might find a suitable bride. There is a girl whom I have my eye upon, and I think being a gallant knight, why is that not what every maid dreams of?
'Tis true. Once the armor goes on thy back, the ladies, they want a piece.
They want a piece.
Never mind, you have so much to learn. I hope you don't mind. A fair bit of what I have to tell you, you will have to focus very greatly with all your mind's eye to hold it, to keep it, and then it will be learnt. And then you, too, shall become a knight.
My dear sirs, I am but a stable wench with the rear.
Take note of the behavior of this wench here. Thank you for the beer, wench.
A tip would much be appreciated, Gregorio. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, dear sir. Would love to see more of you later when the moon is full and I am so.
Wench!
Yes, Gregorio, you are my favorite, you know that.
Wench, I am the knight, he is but a squire. You bow down to her as if she is more important than me. I'm trying to prove a point right now.
Man or woman matters not, it's just 2 men in a stable.
Get out of your head.
I'll come back with more later.
You have a way with the women.
Yes, should seem I do. Lesson number 1. As soon as you try to make a point, someone will come along and diffuse that point completely.
When you say a point, meanest thou a point?
Thy speak in rhyme and riddle. Methinks thou art quite clever.
I've been told I am such. I did well in alchemy and necromancy.
Alchemy is fool's gold. Literally.
Tis true.
Tell me, Fredo. Fredo? Pedro?
Fredo. My brother is Pedro, perhaps the more handsome of the two. But I am the eldest, and I have the drive, I have the ambition, and I have the title to the land.
Ah, the title to the land. So thou wouldst be the ruler of thy father's estate.
Aye.
The manor, all that has been bequeathed, fall on thy shoulders.
It is the law of the land as such. But I need a partner with which to rule the land, a lady fair.
A lady fair he seeks, and yet he knows not what to do with a lady. No. He is but a fool, a young boy who thinks that he knows more than he seems, thinks he's more clever because his estate is owned by him and him alone. Would I to trick him out of his estate, I would become a very rich knight and no longer suffer the humilities of bar wenches delivering me the same warm ale that they deliver a squire. Yes, I shall help thee. Thou art but a most studious man, and thou wouldst need the expertise of one Gregorio, and I would love to help thee.
I await thy lessons.
Oh my, that was close. I shall duck into this stable in order to change back into a lady. safe enough. The safest place to be is inside the castle stable. Let me just duck behind this bale of hay and don my gown. Oh no! I suddenly feel a chill upon my spine. There is some evil presence here. Show yourself, evil presence!
Perhaps not an evil presence so much as an ancient presence, my dear.
I know you. You wander the town at night.
Primero, yes. Asking for apples or food or a door or a bed.
And what are you doing in the castle stable?
Oh, it's a good place to sleep. There's hay for the head.
Ah, yes. Nicely stacked hay, perfect for ducking behind. If you would want to.
Women like you have secrets a bunch. Let's not let our luck run out before lunch.
Yes. I did get rather lucky today. I almost gave myself away, but I didn't. And so, I will say that I will be just as lucky tomorrow.
Ah, the ignorance of youth is quite fulfilling to listen to. Poor young soul, poor young soul. All your eyes see only good, all your eyes see only bright. Wait till the dim and wait for the night.
But the sun is setting now. Whatever can this old beggar mean? He's just being trickery and such. I'm fine. Once the dawn sets, once the sun sets, I turn back into a lady and I will find myself a husband and my plan will go swimmingly. And a lady I am, so there you go, you trickery.
'Twas a good ride just then. Thy horse sped along quite mightily and hurdled all 7 obstacles I placed in its path.
I am a good rider, sir. You needn't have to teach me that, for my father taught me before he passed.
A quick study, yes, it's true. Dost thou know the knight's code?
The code of the
Perchance.
night. Why, 'tis not, to do right, to not kill unless...
Thou dost not know the knight's code.
No, I do not.
Everyone knows to do right is the first part of the knight's code. But the 2nd through 5th parts of the knight's code are lesser known.
And what are they? Pray tell.
Well, the 2nd part of the knight's code is always do better unto others as they've done to you. Hast thou not heard that?
Why, no.
Why, it's a noble enough thought, is it not?
'Tis.
To do better than what has been done to thou.
Do better. Yes. What mayest I do for thee?
Oh, thou flatters me. No, I just...
No, name it. Name it, good Sir Gregorio. I do owe thee.
Having been thus discharged from the Queen's army, I do not have any land of my own. I had hoped the Queen would bestow upon me a new shire all to call my own, and yet, alas, there was none. So I am now but a poor knight and relegated to blacksmithery,
No.
the most shameful of all the smitheries.
Good sir. Why, thou canst have, a parcel on my estate, yes.
Oh,
Of course.
thy kindness overwhelms, Gregorio, and I could never know, upon 1,000 sons I would pledge to never take it. I couldn't, it wouldn't be in
thou
keeping
must.
with the knight's code.
Thou must, for 'tis the code of the night that I must give thee what thou hast given me, and thou hast given me so much knowledge.
And alas, the third part of the knight's code is that a gift should always be taken. Ah! And I, trapped in this reckless cycle, cannot break it because to be a knight is the highest honor, and would I violate that, why, I'd hang myself, then violate it.
Thou must take it then. Wouldst thou like a larger piece of land?
Ah! But thou hast just offered me even more, which I am, of course, by the third point, required to accept. And we have not even got to the fourth and the fifth point, which is that if you receive 2 gifts, you must receive a third. Oh no! Oh no, and thou art trapped and must provide me a third gift.
Carest thou for my horse? My steed is thy steed.
A horse, the fifth point is that once a knight has a horse, he cannot take another, but instead must receive double the original 2 gifts.
Why then thou shouldest have half of my estate.
Yes, it is so. But in exchange, we become brothers of the knighthood. And what could be more valuable than that?
I have a brother, but he is dead to me. For he cares for the woman that I wish to make my bride. So
He would steal the one thing that thou hast professed to love more than anything else?
this is the very same.
Pure villainy, seemed to me. Is he of the knighthood?
No.
Or is he a learned man? A so-called scholar of the school?
That's the one. He is of the book knowledge, not of the sword.
When I speak as to this young man, he likes to speak in riddles, and yet I see right through him, and I can play him like a